Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So this reading today, I've already done the readings. I'm doing the intro after. I will tell you that this reading started out as a skills, talents, gifts reading, and it is what it is. But after the first reading, I realized these are all going to be spiritual gifts. So this is all about your spiritual gift. I only tell you that little quip in case you are a group 1 person. You will see my awareness as this becomes a spiritual reading and not just a talent gift reading. Anyway, it's interesting anyway. So your spiritual gifts, how do you make the most of them? How do you grow them and get the most from them and be able to give the most from them? And what do you need to learn and know? That's what Spirit wants to tell you today with this reading. So these cards represent the 3 gifts we're going to be talking about in these readings today. So, and we will first thing in the reading, we're going to talk about your card, nail down what the gift is so that you can decide if it resonates with you, or choose a different group. But hopefully you'll be able to pick the right one from the card. So group 1, your card is grapes. Group 2, your card is sun. And group 3, your card is fire. All right, so pick the card that is calling to you, the one that's resonating with you. And you just can go down into the description box and click on the timestamp for that group or the chapter for that group, and it will take you right to your reading, and I will see you there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we're going to take a look at how to best take advantage of your skill or your talent. I've got a card here that's going to represent your skill or talent. Spirit's going to give us a little insight into that, so that way you know if you're in the right reading. And then we'll, look what the cards have to tell us and what Spirit has to tell us. Okay. All right. Your card is grapes. All right. Let me see what Spirit can tell me about the grapes and what that means as far as your skill or talent. They're saying your skill or talent is multifaceted. It has many pieces to it, just like a bunch of grapes, okay? They're saying in some way it's emotional in nature, just like grapes are filled with water. They're very water-based fruit. And water is representative of emotions in tarot. Okay. What else can you tell us, Spirit? Your skill or your talent is heart-centered, for sure. Which is emotion-centered, but they're saying heart-centered. Now this, I'm just going to clarify, because they're kind of giving me this impression, so I want to make sure I say it. The skill or talent isn't necessarily something that you use at your job, right? It could be. It very well could be. Maybe it should be. I don't know. But what it is it's something that you are especially good at. Something that you that you have a skill in, that you give me a better way to say that, Spirit. They're saying something that you use in everyday life that not everyone has this skill or talent. but you use it to make your life better, you use it to make other people's lives better. Maybe you don't even realize you're using it some of the time. So that's very interesting. So your skill, your talent, the thing that you are, innately good at is heart-based. It's multifaceted. What else can you tell us, Spirit? Spirit's saying, when someone is hurting. You have an innate ability to understand what someone needs at any given time when you encounter them. If it's somebody that, needs to talk. If it's somebody that needs to be left alone. If it's somebody that, needs to share something, get something off their chest, vent. What else, Spirit? Spirit saying, how people react to certain triggers? You have a unique ability. And I'm picturing this bunch of grapes as I'm trying to decide it. You have this innate ability to be around literally anyone, right? And understand what that person, that grape, that individual needs, wants, how they're feeling. Okay? So it's a very empathic skill that you have. Very honed. There's a lot of empaths out there that can feel other people's emotions and energies. And certainly you have that. But Spirit is showing me it's much more targeted. It's much more honed in you. Almost like you've kind of mastered this skill over your lifetime, maybe over several lifetimes. Okay, well, that's beautiful. Let's see, I'll put that there. Okay, all right, so if that's you, I imagine you're still here. If it's not you, you've probably already left. But obviously, if that doesn't resonate with something that you feel like you have or you do, check out one of the other readings. And I'm sure there's a message here for you somewhere. But if it is you, stick around. We're going to get some tarot cards. We're going to take a deeper look. We're going to get messages from Spirit. And we'll just go a little deeper. And of course, if you would rather just have a personal reading, you can do that too. You can book that on my website at pink22tarot.com. But otherwise, I am happy to provide these free videos to y'all. And I'm grateful to be able to do them, and I'm grateful that you're here watching. Okay. All right. Your first card is the Five of Swords reversed. Then we have Ace of Swords. We have Four of Swords reversed. And we'll pull one more and then we'll get an advice card. And you have 4 of Wands. Okay. And one more for advice, please. It's really kind of all advice, but it's one specific, very targeted advice card. And we have 9 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take the cards in, get some initial messages on these, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. So, and before I do, just to make sure you understand what we're looking at is how to best use this skill of yours, this talent that you have, to use it to its best advantage, to help you the most, to help others the most, however you're meant to use it. How can you use it for the best advantage? I guess I don't have another way of saying it. Okay, give me just a second, y'all. Okay, they're giving me a message about needing to let go of any feelings that you accumulate. I'm sure you've heard that before if you are an empath, if you do any kind of spiritual studies. You've probably heard empaths. It's really important that you don't take on the emotions of others. It's one thing to recognize them and respond to them, but try not to take them within yourself. But what else do you want to say, Spirit? Okay, they're saying to listen to the thoughts that come into your head when you're around someone. And before you speak, before you say anything to them, acknowledge those thoughts. Because sometimes you second guess them. Okay. All right, well, that's a good starting point. I like to get some initial messages from them just to kind of get things rolling. So that's a good start. All right, so your first card is the 5 of Swords reversed. Okay, Spirit is saying don't hide from what you're feeling of other people. And they're asking me to turn this around and show it to you so you can see what this looks like. So this person in the background is broken and battered and their heart has been ripped out. It's kind of been sort of stitched together. And here's this person in the front, right? This is you. But they're sort of hiding, they're half hiding behind this rose that they're holding. And yes, I'm reading this more based intuitively and on what they tell me and on what I'm seeing, rather than the traditional meaning of this card. So what Spirit is saying is, again, don't hide from what you experience from other people. So, for example, you're sitting in a park, someone sits next to you. You sense something about them, right? You sense that they're broken or whatever the emotion is. Say that again, Spirit. Yeah, Spirit's saying, if you want to use this skill to its best advantage, right? And you want to make the most of it, given that you've been given this gift, right? Spirit is saying, don't block it. Don't block it. Protect yourself. Yes, you don't want to take on other people's emotions. But you also don't want to hide from from this gift that you've been given, from this gift that you have that can potentially really help other people. Acknowledge it. It doesn't mean you have to talk to this person. It doesn't mean you have to do anything necessarily, but first and foremost, don't hide from it, right? Don't block it. Allow it. Recognize it and acknowledge it and say, you know what? Okay, I'm feeling something. Like this person sat down next to me and it makes me want to get up and leave or turn the other way. Why? Like, why am I suddenly feeling that way? Is it that you're shy and you don't want to talk to people? Maybe. But Spirit's saying probably not, right? And this is just one example. It could give you a million examples, right? But if this is you know what I'm talking about. Rather than instinctually just try to like pull away from someone who is going through something, who has an energy that is not inviting, right? Acknowledge it. Recognize what's going on in your head and in your heart and in your feelings, and try to understand it. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to talk to this person or do anything. Certainly don't do anything you're not comfortable with, but you're feeling something because of this empathic ability that you have. And there is a tendency to not give it the credence that it deserves. Your reaction to certain people is more often a reaction to their energy than it is about you at all. So rather than just block it, acknowledge it. Give these feelings, give this whatever you're feeling, and you are feeling something, right? Give it a voice. It can be a voice in your head, but give it a voice. Ask, why am I feeling this way? Is it the other person? Is it their energy? What does it feel like? How can I make this feel better? Is there anything I can do to soften their energy, to help them? Maybe, if you're in a place and this is in a position to help someone, talk to them. You have to go with your instincts a little bit. I would certainly, always be cautious when talking to strangers, but again, Spirit's saying you've been given this gift for a reason. So start by acknowledging it and not blocking it, even if it's just in your own head, right? Okay. All right. Then we have the Ace of Swords. Start looking at these thoughts and these feelings that you're having from a very logical, almost like scientific standpoint, right? Like I said before, give it a voice. Talk to yourself. Why am I feeling this way? What does their energy feel like? Start keeping a mental diary of how certain people feel to you and what they may or may not be going through, especially if you know the person and you know what they're going through. When you're near them and you have, an energetic response to it, Spirit's saying, write it down. Write it down. But certainly acknowledge it in your head, right? Yeah, Spirit's saying yes. But if you want to learn how to use this skill, this talent of yours to its best advantage, right? You want to really learn how to use it. Spirit's saying, write it down. Keep a list. Keep a diary of, this person, recently had their relationship broke up. When I'm near them, I feel these certain things, right? I feel whatever it is. Like, I feel like I want to hug them. I feel like I want to cry. I feel it in my heart. I feel it, maybe something else, maybe someone else makes you, want to like pull away from them. Maybe you feel it in your gut, right? So you know what I mean? Like, you really kind of like head to toe, discover what you're feeling, talk to yourself about how it feels, maybe why it feels that way. Keep that mental list and write it down. Spirit's saying, write it down. Okay. Four of Swords reversed. Okay. They're showing me the feather on here. What does the feather mean, Spirit? Okay. To them, the feather upright, again, this is less and less about the meanings of these particular tarot cards, so just go with it, y'all. The feather upright, the way it looks right there, it looks a bit like a feather pen, right? Which is why they gave it to us in this position. In this position, in the upright position, it really doesn't look like a pen anymore. It's a reminder to write it down. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the Four of Swords reversed? Okay, they're also talking about signs, right? I mean, a lot of times we consider feathers to be signs. When we see a feather, we acknowledge it as a sign that, maybe spirit is with us, watching us, a loved one is around. It's not just about feathers, but it's an indicator of what they want from you. They're suggesting that as you are acknowledging and addressing mentally, keeping like a library of how you feel around different people, around different energies, and what that means. They also want you to watch for the signs that you receive. As you're developing this skill, as you're growing this skill, assuming that's what you want to do, that's why you're watching the video, right? Look for signs. Spirit will help you understand what's going on, what to do in any given situation, when you're on the right track, maybe when you're not, by giving you very clear signs. They probably give you many, many signs that are not clear because you don't get them, but they will give you enough that you will start to recognize them. Maybe even set clear signs, just ask your spirit guide, okay, when I'm on the right track with something, can you show me a feather, right? That kind of thing. Maybe you already have some of that set up, I know I certainly do with my guides. Okay. Then we have the Four of Wands. They're saying enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't let this be a burden, right? Don't let this feel like homework or a chore. If this is something that you, a gift that you have, if it's something you really want to be able to use well, it's really, really important that you enjoy it. It can't just be a job. It can't just be a chore or homework. Okay. All right, well, that's good. All right, we're going to go a little bit deeper. We'll pull some more cards just to see if there's any other information they want to share. We have the Fool. We have Page of Cups. We have Page of Wands. And we have the Tower. Okay, and we'll pull one more just to go a little deeper on the advice. We haven't talked about the advice yet, but that way we'll have 2 cards there when we are ready to talk about the advice. And we have 3 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so the Fool card. What did you want to say about that, Spirit? They're saying let go. Be open. The innocence, right, of the Fool card. It's kind of a special card in that it takes so much bravery to be the Fool, and yet they don't even think they're being brave. They're just doing their thing, right? The Fool is so unencumbered by anything. They're not worried about anything. They don't have any doubts. They don't have any baggage. They just are open, right? And that's what Spirit is saying, is be open. And we talked about, don't try to hide from this skill of yours. Recognizing that it can get uncomfortable, right? It can be hard to manage if you aren't managing it, right? If you're just letting, other people's emotions come at you without really doing it logically, categorizing them, creating a library of what does this mean? How does this feel? It would be very tempting to want to hide from it. So how do you not hide from it? You just try to be open. Be an open book. Be an open book to Spirit and to other people. Not saying be vulnerable. Like you don't want to be vulnerable to other people's energies, but be open to understanding and learning and growing the skill. And just trust that it's going to take you somewhere. What else did you want to say about that? Oh, that's it. That's it on the Fool. Okay. Then we have the Page of Cups. Okay. Yeah, they're saying create a mental picture. So, together with the Ace of Swords, we talked about creating this library, this list, writing it down. But it's also good to create visuals within your consciousness. And it can actually, if you're a bit of an artist and you want to sketch some things out, do that too. The more you can make how you feel around these other people, the more you can make it feel tangible and real to yourself. Like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this in my gut and my heart is racing and I'm feeling, whatever it is. And you're cataloging it. You're giving some visuals to it, right? You're saying, give me a good example, Spirit. Right. Okay. So when you're with somebody and your instinct says, get away from this person, right? Like their energy is not good. Later, maybe if your instincts are telling you that, maybe listen, but later, acknowledge how, try to mentally and then write down how it felt, what you were feeling, and then give yourself a visual. Like, how do you visualize that situation in your head? Maybe you picture someone running away, or maybe, you meet a stranger and you're waiting for the bus. I don't know why I'm coming up with that imagery, but like you're at a bus stop, you're waiting at a bus stop and there's a woman there and you get this urge to hug them, right? You don't necessarily have to go do that, but Spirit's wanting you to remember not just the emotion, but the visual. So later when you're writing it down, you say, you know what? I felt sad. I felt compassion. I felt it in my heart. I wanted to hug this person, right? That's a visual. The I wanted to hug this person is a visual you can hang on to. It's something that feels more tangible than sad, right? It kind of narrows, what does that sad mean? It means that they are feeling a certain emotion that makes you feel compassionate towards them and wanting to help them rather than wanting to give them their space, if that makes sense. All right. Page of Wands. Yet let this whole process inspire you. Spirit's saying, no, go ahead, say that. Yeah. Okay. Spirit's saying, find a path with this gift that works best for you. How do you see yourself using this gift? Do you see you using it professionally? Do you just want to be able to use it in your everyday life to help people? Hopefully your goal after watching this reading is not to just block it and get rid of it. So what path can you take? Spirit is saying you have to kind of discover that for yourself, but they are asking that you consider that. Consider what different avenues can you take to use this skill? Or do you want to give any suggestions, Spirit? If they're saying yes, one would be being a healer. Have you thought about being a healer of some kind? A coach in some way, a life coach or even a sports coach, right? A teacher, it is a spiritual gift, but it doesn't have to be used in a spiritual field. It doesn't even have to be a job, right? But you could be a teacher, just a high school teacher, middle school, grade school, college. This is a skill you can use in so many different areas, which is why they gave us the grapes. It's so multifaceted. You can use it really in almost any field that involves other people. So Spirit's just encouraging you to find your own path there. But if you do want to use this skill to your best advantage, obviously, they're giving you some other tips, Look for signs, write it down, create a library of feelings, of keywords, of visuals. Be open, don't try to block it. Enjoy it, have fun, right? Enjoy it. And then we have the Tower card. What do you want to say with the Tower cards? Okay, they're telling me to look at the card. What do I see? I see a tower that has come crumbling down. Got smoke coming out of the openings. Oh, and a cat cowering under the bush. Okay. That's what they're pointing out to me, is the cat cowering under the bush. Okay. They want you to be aware of the people you may encounter in any number of situations. Could be a tragic sort of situation like the tower indicates, but any situation. And I'll use the teacher as an example. There's going to be some kids that you see and feel and you get and you find a way to help, right? They're saying, look for the ones that are hiding, because they're the ones that need the help. They're the ones that need your help the most. Look for the ones that are hiding. And I hope you can see this little cat here, hiding, cowering under that bush. Look for the ones that are hiding. If this is something, and again, this is the assumption that you're here because you want to use this to the best advantage. There is nowhere that you can do more good. There is nowhere that you can help more than by looking for those that are trying to not be seen. They're the ones that get missed because they are trying to not be seen, but there's a reason why they're trying to not be seen. And it's because because they don't know how to cope, right? They don't know how to deal with what's going on, with their own emotions, with whatever. But if you're in a position to help them, right? If you're in a position to help this cat not feel afraid, not feel like they have to cower and hide, then you've truly changed somebody's life, right? So there is no better way to use your gift, right? If you're just going to do one thing. But in order to be able to help this cat under the bush, in order for you to be able to help the kid in class who you forget is even there, right? Or wherever you may be, you have to work through these skills first in order to be able to help them and not just notice them, right? Okay, that's beautiful. All right, so the advice. We have the 9 of Pentacles reversed and the 3 of Pentacles. Spirit's saying a few things, okay? Work on it. Practice it. It's important that you do these things. Write it down. Create the visuals. Create the library, the keywords, the triggers that you feel. Be open. Don't try to hide from it. Don't try to hide from people. Sometimes empaths want to, they tend to want to avoid people because the emotions can be overwhelming, right? Learn to protect yourself, protect your energy. Say that again. Yeah, we're not going to get into how to protect your energy. There's a million places you can learn about that. But if you quickly, one of the tools they gave in another reading, and it really stuck with me, is to create like a glass bubble around yourself. Visualize a glass bubble around yourself so that you can still see and feel what's going on around you, but it can't really penetrate and like stick to you, right? There are some other breathing exercises you can do where you can like release energy, close yourself down when you've been, around somebody with intense emotions. You can imagine a shower of white light just washing it away. There's a lot of different ways. So you want to be able to protect your energy, yes. Clear your energy after you've been around somebody, yes. But don't avoid people, right? Because your gift is to help people. I believe if you come into this life with a skill or a talent, especially a spiritual one, you are meant in some way to use it in order to help humanity in some way. So don't hide from people. Keep working on it. Keep trying to get good at it, but also, seek help, classes, other people who do this, whatever your path is, that you choose to take, find someone who can mentor you. Find others who work with this skill successfully and learn from them. The more you learn and grow and study exactly what's going on, and it becomes a science and not just like a wall of emotion, the more effective you'll be, the more valuable you will be to everyone you encounter, the more fulfilled you'll feel with what you're doing, and the more you'll be taking the best advantage of your gift. All right. Well, I'll be honest, y'all. Being group 1, I didn't exactly know where this reading was going to go because they gave me the topic and just said, trust us. So I did. I wasn't sure, how this was going to go, but I actually got a lot from it. I hope you did too. If you did, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. It's free, super easy, but it really helps me. So I would appreciate it if you did it. I do appreciate it. And thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 2. Okay, we're going to take a look at your gift, your talent, your skill. We're going to see what it is with the main card, but also we're going to look at the tarot and get messages from Spirit on how you can best use this gift, take advantage of it, hone it, get it better, whatever you need to know. All right, so let's look at your card. All right, your card is the Sun. All right, let me see what messages Spirit's giving me about this and about your gift. Give me just a sec. Spirit's saying that your gift, you see. You see messages, you see scenarios, you see possibilities. So you're clairvoyant in some way. But they're saying it's more than that. You have a gift for seeing the bright side, seeing the sunny side of a situation, of a person, even when something is challenging. You bring a perspective into it that others don't have. You find a way to see the lesson in a situation, what can be learned from something, gained from something. Like a lot of it is the whys behind, different things, could be, if you're talking to somebody who had a recent breakup, or any number, lost their job, any number of situations that would be very hard for them, and it would be easy to see and sort of empathize with the challenge and the darkness of it. You have a way of shining a light on the darkness to illuminate something that needs to be seen beyond what, is obvious. It's very interesting. That's a beautiful gift, number one. But very interesting. It's an interesting gift. Okay, so hopefully now you know if this is your reading. Hopefully that you recognize that in yourself. If not, you may want to check one of the other readings. Or stick around. If this feels like the right one for you regardless, it's because there's a message here for you somewhere. All right, let's see what Spirit wants to tell you about this and how you can best take advantage of this beautiful gift of yours. Okay. All right, we have the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and the Emperor reversed. Wow. 4 major arcana. It's incredible. All right, we're going to pull one more to act as the advice from Spirit. Granted, all of this really is advice from Spirit, but we'll pull one card that's very specific advice-wise. And the advice is the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in and get some initial messages for you from Spirit. And then we'll talk about this. We'll talk about what's going on here. Spirit saying you need to become more focused on with this, more focused on your role with this gift. You have the talent. You may have honed it to some extent. Spirit saying there's a lot more you could do. They're saying something about teaching a class. And I did clarify in my head, teach a class or take a class, because they were saying obviously there's some more you need to do, but they very clearly said teach a class. So do you want to say more about that, Spirit? Okay, number one, they're saying teaching is a way of learning, right? Teach what you know. And as you teach it, your own knowledge base, your own experience, your own skills will also grow. And it will also show you what you need to know. You know, it'll highlight areas where you need to learn a little bit more, which is a good thing. Okay, they're saying the focus for you is on becoming a fountain of knowledge, not a pistol of knowledge. In other words, tell me how to say that, Spirit. A water pistol, by the way, is what they were showing me, not a gun, but like they were showing me a fountain of knowledge, not a water pistol of knowledge, both being water-based. They're saying the fountain knows many things, has experienced many areas of your gift. and they're able to help people in many ways, not just one way and one way only, like take it or leave it sort of thing. Okay, so hopefully that helps you a little bit. All right, let's talk about the cards. Again, you have 4 major arcana here, which is incredible. So the Star, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and the Emperor reverse. So your first card is the Star. Spirit saying you need to believe. Spirit saying, yeah, so sorry, I do have conversations with them in my head and y'all don't know what goes on in there, but so I said, do they not believe right now? And Spirit said, not really. This is a belief in yourself, right? Spirit saying you need to believe that you can do more with your gifts. Like, you have a gift. You have this talent, this skill. You don't know what to do with it because you're not sure that it's something that's marketable. You're not sure that it is market worthy, meaning something you could they're saying something you could put out there, right? Something you could teach a class on, for example, or help someone, with. Sorry, the words are escaping me. Spirit saying that you believe in the skill, but you don't believe in yourself enough, in your ability to use this skill to help others and to help yourself, right? Spirit saying you have huge potential. Big potential. And honestly, 4 major arcana cards in a row says exactly the same thing. Your first one being the Star, the second one, the Wheel of Fortune. If that doesn't tell you huge potential, nothing will. Yeah, they're saying, yes, big potential, but they're bringing it back down to earth, but you've got to get there. It's not a leap, right? You're not going to go from where you are now to there overnight. There's going to be a lot of little steps on the way there. And some will be winding steps and some will go backwards. It's okay. You'll keep making progress forward. But the first step on this journey up this staircase to your greatness, right, is believing in yourself. You have to listen to this reading and understand Spirit is saying, you can do this. 1,000,000%, you can do this. You have to want to, and you have to believe you can. It starts there. Okay. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, they're saying it's not going to be overnight. You're going to have to deal with the twists and turns, and they're pointing out the mechanics on this specific card, right? Gears that are turning different ways and making different things happen. They're saying you got to go with the flow. Sometimes you're going to be up, sometimes you're going to be down. It's not a straight shot. So you have to know that. You have to learn to be flexible with your growth, with your expansion, with your ability. Don't get discouraged when it feels like the Wheel of Fortune is turning upside down, right? It's going to happen. You're going to have setbacks. It's going to happen. It has to happen, Spirit is saying. In order for you to learn everything you want to know. Most people, they start to try to pick up speed, right? Like they get so far up the staircase and they want to pick up speed. They want to get there faster and faster. And that's when Spirit says, whoop, and they send you down a level or 2. You know what I mean? It is not to, it's not meant to frustrate you or discourage you. It's meant to help you learn and to build that base, a solid base of knowledge, so that your skills are built on a concrete foundation, right? Not on sand. Anything else you want to say about the Wheel of Fortune? They're saying, again, you have to believe that you can get to the top of the Wheel of Fortune, that you can make it to the top. You know, the typical Wheel of Fortune is one wheel. But again, they're pointing out all these wheels. These are all the steps, all the wheels you're going to take. You're going to have successes, and you're going to get to the top of one wheel and realize that you're at the bottom of another one. And you're going to work your way around. And you're going to go up and down and up and down. You have to believe in your heart. If you notice, the very last wheel in the center of it is her heart. You have to believe in your heart that you can get there. The other thing they're pointing out is that in her hand, I believe, am I looking at that right? Yeah. It's like a little pocket watch. And they're giving me the message, it's going to take time. Time doesn't matter. Give it all the time it needs. Be patient. You cannot rush this. You can't push it forward. The minute you push it forward and you go too far, too fast, that's when Spirit's going to pull you back. So, and I can tell you from experience that when that happens, man, it is devastating. It's devastating. You start to question everything. So if and when that happens, maybe you'll remember this message. It's meant to happen. It's meant to build up your confidence, build up your strength, build up your knowledge. You're going to be okay. All right. Then we have the Hermit card. Spirit's saying, say that again. They're saying you're going to be alone on this for a while in your pursuit of growth here. You're going to study, you're going to learn. But you need to do a lot of this alone. In other words, avoiding outside influences. They're saying it's not that classes and groups are bad. They're not. They're very good. But there's a time and a place for those things. And for some classes, you're going to be too advanced. And for others, they are going to be too advanced for you. And some others are just going to teach you to do things in a certain way, Spirit is saying, like in air quotes, that are not going to, that wouldn't otherwise be your way. And they're saying your way matters. So yes, of course, learn the basics, right? It's important to know the rules before you break them, right? But you don't want to get too enmeshed in learning to do things just like everybody else. So follow your own guidance. Listen and watch for the signs from Spirit. When you're meant to do a group thing, do it. You'll know. But really, really trust in your ability to grow this and learn and build this up on your own. Which I don't know is the case for everybody. It seems odd to hear that, but Spirit's never been wrong yet, so with their advice. So at least not in my experience. Even when I don't listen, or especially when I don't listen, I realize how right they were. All right, then we have the Emperor reversed. Oh, okay. They're saying don't try to be the boss of this right now. Let go of control. Put this in the hands of spirit. Your spirit guides, God, whatever you want to call it, source, the universe. Let go of control. There's a time and a place for you to be the boss of this. But actually, Spirit's saying, no, you'll never be the boss of this because this is a collaboration between you and Spirit. You may be your own boss on this planet, right? But in this gift, they're saying we work together. We're a partnership. And we're in balance that way. But don't try to, especially don't try to control or manipulate the process as you're learning and as you're growing. Okay. All right, let's get some more cards and we'll see. Clumsy hand, sorry, y'all. We'll get a little more information here on what you need to know. All right, we have 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords. I'm going to pull these up a little bit, make sure you can see them. 6 of Swords, a lot of overthinking here. And the Sun card. And we're going to pull one more for the advice. We haven't talked about the actual advice yet, but we will. And we have 8 of Cups. Okay. So with the Star, you also have the 8 of Swords. They're asking you to let go. Just let go and trust. I'm sorry, say that again. Your ability to believe is what will release you from the bindings of the 8 of Swords, right? They're not really bindings. She, if she wanted to, she could just flip that blindfold off, wriggle out of those restraints around her wrists and just walk right out. There's really nothing blocking her but her own thoughts. Spirit's saying, believe and you will be released. So if you feel like your skills, your gift has plateaued, has like maybe you think is this all it's ever going to be? Is this as good as I'm going to get? Is this enough? The key to releasing and opening up and moving forward is believing in yourself first and foremost. Everything else will come after that, but you've got to believe in yourself first. You have to believe you're worthy. You have to believe you've been given this gift for a reason. And you have to believe you can do it in all the ways that doing it entails. Okay. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune and the 2 of Swords. Mm-hmm. Say that again. Okay, all right. That's not what I thought that was going to be. Okay. So with the 2 of Swords, they're saying, let go of a need to decide what your gift is going to look like right now. And again, they're bringing back that message of be a fountain versus a water pistol. And they're showing me that here also on this particular card. You could see that, one of the swords she has thrown and it, hit the bullseye. you don't want it to be so targeted that you miss like all the other wonderful opportunities that are around it. So just, they're saying just open your eyes, like take the blindfold off, open your eyes, and let go a little bit. You don't let go of the need to decide now what your gift is going to look like or what you're going to do with this gift. It's either now or at some point in the future. Let go of that need to even try to navigate that path. They're saying leave that to spirit. Focus on believing you can reach like the top of your game, right? That you can be as influential and helpful and abundant through the use of your gift. Believe in all of that. But don't try to control how you're going to get there. Again, they're showing me all these weaving, wheels. If you're focused on, one wheel here, if you're focused on one thing, that's all you're going to get. But if you're open, and flexible and leave yourself open to suggestion from spirit, you will weave from wheel to wheel to wheel until you get to where you're meant to be. And that's where your heart will be. That's beautiful. Okay. Then we have the Hermit and the Six of Swords. They're saying walk away from anything that doesn't resonate as you are learning and growing. You do not have to follow the rules. Again, they're putting rules in these air quotes. It's not about the rules. There's so much more to it than what a class is going to teach you, a book is going to teach you. Those things are good to know, but if something doesn't resonate with you, a practice doesn't resonate with you, a ritual, a tradition, even like the meaning of a card, if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't speak to you, step away from it and follow your guidance. Because remember, they're saying you see things differently. You see things, but more importantly, you see things differently. And you have to go where your heart is telling you to go, where your vision is telling you to go. So walk away from anything that doesn't resonate with you. All right, the Emperor reversed and the Sun card. Don't try to control it again, but they're saying have fun with it. This is meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. And I love that you are the sun, and your final card here is the sun. Spirit's also saying, again, in relating this to you and your gift, they're saying acknowledge who you are and what you can do. Be aware of it, be proud of it, be grateful for it, be accepting of it. This is who you are. Don't try to bend and manipulate your gift to fit into a box that someone else has created. That's not where you're meant to go. Anything else on this? They're saying you are meant to be, and forgive the expression, you are meant to be where the sun doesn't shine, so that you can shine a light on the darkness again. It's not so much about being happy all the time, right? Or always seeing the bright side. That is part of your gift, is being able to see the bright side. But Spirit's saying it's so much more than that. Be willing to follow the darkness and to use your gift to shine a light on it. Shine a light on the shadows. Shine a light on the monsters under the bed or the monsters in the closet. You know what I mean? You shine a light on it and they disappear because they're not real. And you have a unique ability, a special gift for seeing that in people and in situations, especially in hardship. Not to minimize someone's pain ever, but to help them see something that they're having trouble seeing. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, all right, so the advice. We have the Knight of Swords reversed and the Eight of Cups. What do you specifically want to say about these cards here? Again, they're saying let go of the need to be like everybody else. Read the books, you know, do whatever learning you need to do, but then turn it on its head to fit you and your style and your particular gift and your particular take on your gifts. Turn it on its head, twist it around to fit you, not to fit someone else's, you know, some box somebody else created. They're saying you're not meant to be in that box. And again, they're saying teach. Teach. Right now. Like, teach something. Go on YouTube, teach a class about something that you know really well. You are going to learn so much and grow so much from teaching that you cannot learn from a book or a class or even from sitting and practicing, right? Find a way, you know, write a blog, do an online class, teach an online class, you know, teach a YouTube class, however, whatever way resonates with you, an in-person class, whatever you can do. Teach a friend, but make it formalized, right? Not just a casual conversation. A formal teaching, they're saying. An actual class. Do it, even if it's just one. Start there on something you know. You don't have to charge for it, just do it and offer it. It will help others, but it's going to help you a lot. So, okay. They're hammering that advice. And then Eight of Cups. Again, they're saying walk away from anything that doesn't resonate. Don't believe the rules as they are written. They can be bent and molded and shaped to fit you, and allow for that. It can be, you know, depending on where you are in your journey, it can be really tempting to, for example, read in the book what the artist or the writer says about this card or any card. Read the book and get stuck on that interpretation. Spirit's saying, what does it mean to you? Always ask yourself that. You know, if, for example, you know, if you are clairvoyant or if you do cards, however you utilize your gift, what do you see? So when you look at a card, do you just see card number 19, the Sun, Major Arcana? This is what it means, which is what you generally get taught. Or do you look at a card and see all the nuances? Do you see the sunflowers and know that sunflowers always turn their face to the sun? What does that mean for you? You know, if you notice that one of these women is pregnant, and it seems to be 3 generations plus a pregnant woman there, what does that mean for you? Does that mean sharing your gift with maybe people in your family, or teaching it to others? Do you notice the cats? What do the cats mean to you? So they're just saying, see more than what you've been told. And don't buy into anything that like nudges you in your gut and you say, God, I don't really see like, for example, like, I don't really see that card that way, right? I know that's what it's supposed to mean, but man, that's not what it usually means for me. It's not what it, trust your own instincts there. Your instincts aren't wrong. And the more you use them and the more you challenge like the status quo of things, the more you'll grow into your own gift and your own skill and talent. Okay, that's awesome. Anything else, Spirit? No, okay. All right, well, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. If that was helpful, I ask that you please give this video a like. It's free, super easy, but it really, really helps me trying to grow my channel, trying to get video messages out to more people so they can get the readings that are meant for them. We all gotta play the YouTube algorithm game. It's not a game to me. This is all really important, but your likes, your comments, your subscribes, they all help other people find these readings. So I'm grateful for that. And leave me a comment. I would love to know more about your gift and what you're doing with it. And if there's any way I can help you, of course, I'm always going to read your comments and reply with whatever I have and whatever comes to me. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, we are going to take a look at your gift, your talent, your skill, and how you can best take advantage of it. So this card represents your gift, and it is fire. And give me just a second. I just want to see what Spirit has to say about that card and your gift. So give me just a sec. They're talking about laying hands on people and healing them. They're saying Reiki or other practice that you may do. They're talking about fire and the energy that it creates, the heat it creates, the sparks of energy that sort of come through you and through your hands. And like manifest into, on the person. I gotta be honest, y'all, I don't know a lot about Reiki. So if that is your gift, you probably will be horrified by my description, but I'm giving what I'm getting to the best of my ability. So what else do you want to say about that? You also have a gift of, they're saying, lighting people's fires. Helping people get inspired with their own gifts, with their own knowledge, with their own practice. So is it in the same field? Yeah, they're saying with this. So you may do it in other areas of your life as well, but there's some sort of like manual healing that you do. They're showing me Reiki. They're showing me like putting hands on and the energy going through you to heal someone. Your actual practice may be different, but so take that as it resonates, but that's what they're showing me. They're showing me like the electrical, the energy, right? That comes through you that helps heal people. But they're also saying you also have a way of lighting the fire in other people who want to do this as well. You have a gift for teaching, but more than just teaching, it's inspiring them. So you can teach someone how to do something, or you can inspire them and help them grow. And you have a gift for that. So hopefully you recognize that gift and you're going to stick around. If not, you might want to check one of the other readings. If it does resonate, we're going to get a little deeper here with some tarot cards. And of course, if this reading resonates, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. It's free, y'all. It's easy, super easy. And it just helps. It helps me. It helps other people find these videos and get readings that are meant for them. So grateful for that. But mostly I am absolutely grateful that you're here watching. So thank you. And if you're looking for a personal reading, you can book one on my website at pink22tarot.com. Okay. All right. We have Knight of Wands. Definitely have a fire theme going on here. Eight of Wands reversed. Two of Pentacles. And King of Wands. So much fire. All right, we're going to pull one more as the advice card. Granted, all of this really is like advice and insight, but we'll pull one card that is specific to advice from Spirit. And the advice is Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in, get some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. They're saying this gift of yours is more than you think. They're saying it's not just this or just that. They're saying it encompasses an entire spectrum of healing and rejuvenation to help people get back on track in their own lives. Okay, what else do you want to say? They're saying be careful not to pigeonhole yourself as one thing. You are a healer. You don't, like, for instance, if you do Reiki, you're not just a Reiki practitioner or Reiki master or whatever, I'm not sure what they call it. Sorry, y'all. You're not just that. You're a healer and a teacher and a spiritual guide for others. So own all of that. Okay, all right. They wanted me to point out, if you look at this fire card, the fire is built on a triangle. And they're saying the triangle has three sides to it that all, point up, lead to the point of the triangle, which is healing. They want you to look at your gift in that way. Healing, teaching, spiritual guidance. Okay. So even if you don't see yourself as those other things, Spirit's saying it's there. And it's meant to be a part of your gift or your practice of how you do things. Don't close yourself off and say that you only do one thing. Or at least that should be your goal. Maybe that's what you're doing right now, but you're meant to do much more than that. So keep that in mind. Okay, anything else, Spirit? They have to what? They're saying you have to lose sight of what is on the table. I'm not sure I know what that means. They're saying don't take your job so literally. Whether this is a job or just a gift or a dream of a future thing that you want to do. Say that again. They're saying forget what's on the table. In other words, kind of repeating the same message, but in a little bit different way. You've been taught something, you've learned something, you have a skill, a talent, a gift for something. Recognize the underlying gift. Okay. They're saying look at the ingredients. This is where the table comes in, not the outcome. So, when you cook dinner and you make something, you put it on a plate and you put it on the table. And you have, for example, lasagna. They want you to forget what's on the table. It's not about the lasagna. Look at the ingredients. That's what they want you to focus on when it comes to your gift. Focus on the cheese and the pasta and the sauce and whatever else goes in lasagna, because I don't cook, sorry y'all. The ingredients though. That's where your focus should be. Because those ingredients can do so much more than just make lasagna. And that's where they want you to be. Okay, that's a really, I think, for me anyway, hopeful way to describe it. So thank you for that. All right, so let's talk about the cards. We have the Knight of Wands. And you'll notice the fire. Of course, this particular Knight of Wands do represent, fire. But this one in particular is jumping through a ring of fire. I'm sorry. So what did you want to say about that, Sphere? They're saying be willing to try anything if it's within your, somehow, your circle of knowledge or experience. Again, they're saying, recreate the recipe. They're saying your passion, right? The Knight of Wands is very passionate. Your passion is what drives you. And it is what should drive you. So keep that. Okay. They're saying, but don't Yeah, they're pointing out that this horse is jumping through this circle when it doesn't need to, right? It does not need to jump through that one circle that's on fire. The fire is you, right? You can take your fire anywhere. And it's their visual way of saying, like, don't pigeonhole yourself. Okay. And we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. They're saying take your time. You don't have to be in a hurry. You cannot be in a hurry as you grow and learn and practice and try different things. They're saying don't let your ego get away from you in that. I'm not saying that you are egoic. That's, first of all, it's not coming from me anyway, but they're saying, the ego makes us want to get there faster, rush it. Spirit's saying slow down. Let the wind take you. If you look at this card upright, the wind is actually taking her. In reverse, the wind is still the pull. It's just slower. And don't be afraid to stop and learn and study and try things, and then move on to something else and try something else. Like, just slow the pace. Give yourself time. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You just have to trust that. It doesn't matter. We think the clock is ticking. The clock's not ticking. Just take your time. Anything else you wanted to say about this card? Okay. They're saying another thing about the wind is don't let the wind, right, that's helping you, pulling you, don't let it like bounce you around. Meaning that you just that you're scattered. Yes, they want you to try different things and learn different things. But if you jump around too much too soon and you just end up dabbling in a lot of different things and you don't learn them, you don't grow your experience in something, you end up not having the breadth of knowledge and experience that you could or should. Again, it's a message of slow down. Go with the flow, yes. But don't bounce around too much, and take your time. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles. What is that? They're saying take things one step at a time. Don't force it, don't rush it. Give yourself the gift of balance. If you notice, this girl's balancing on top of a skyscraper on one leg and then balancing these balls, pentacles, as well. Give yourself the gift of balance. And they do want you to try different things. Again, not bouncing around, not rushing from thing to thing, or trying to do everything at once. But do allow yourself to try different things, to balance, find a balance in what you do and what you're learning. Allow some crossover as well. If you notice these, I don't know if you can see it, the pentacles on here, they're actually little balls or something, but they're on like an infinity sign. But it's almost like a little roller coaster, right? Where the balls are riding on it. So the one on the left at some point will be on the right, and they'll cross each other and maybe even bump into each other. They're saying allow allow some of what you do to cross into different categories, into different realms. Practice that. Try that. They're saying give yourself a chance to be more multi-focused. So they don't want you to be scattered. They want you to be focused, but multi-focused. That's a good way of putting it. And then we have the King of Wands, and you can see just the sparks coming up off of this king's wand. They're saying let your sparks go where they may. You can't control where they land. What does that mean? Saying offer your gifts freely. Not saying you can't charge for them at some point or now or whatever. It's not about charging, but offer your gifts freely to those who could benefit from it. Don't try to force it on anyone. I know you wouldn't force it, but don't try to over encourage somebody, meaning if you know somebody needs some healing, offer. You know, there's a line between offering and encouraging to help someone and then kind of badgering them because you know it's going to help them, but they don't believe you or don't want to listen. The sparks will land on those who are ready to receive them. And that goes for students as well. So the other piece of this, of course, was teaching. And they're saying, let the sparks fall where they may. They will land where they are supposed to. Okay. All right. We're going to pull some more cards and see what else Spirit can tell us. Here. Give me just 1 second, y'all. Okay. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. Six of Pentacles. And the Judgment card. Okay, we're going to pull one more for the advice. We haven't talked about the advice yet, but we'll go ahead and get a card and we'll talk about it in a bit. And we have 6 of Cups. Okay. All right, so the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands. Don't force yourself through, again, like, don't pigeonhole yourself. With the Two of Wands, again, it's a similar message. Look at your options. Consider all your options. There's much more for you to see and to choose from than you realize. They're saying again, and they're showing me somebody like, they're saying, sweep the food off the table, and they're showing an arm just like dumping like all the dinner plates on the floor. Forget the food on the table. Think about the food in your pantry, right? All of those ingredients are pieces of your gift. You know, consider your gift as, you know, look at it from a pantry point of view. What do you see? What can you imagine? What combinations can you create? What possibilities? There's more than you think. There's so much more than you think. It's interesting. Okay, then we have the 8 of Wands reversed and the 5 of Wands. Again, slow down with the 8 of Wands. Say that again. Oh, they're wanting me to look at the card. What am I looking at specifically? Okay, yeah, they're saying consult others, talk to others. And they're showing me this cauldron. I don't know what it really is, but the visual to me is this cauldron is bubbling over with gold. Like, share experiences, share stories, talk to others, engage with others who have similar gifts, compare stories. It's not about competition or who's better. It's about what can you learn from each other. How can you inspire different things in each other? You know, you may talk to some other people and hear things and see things and realize, oh, they're doing something there. It's not a matter of you copying other people. It's about expanding your horizons. Allow it to show you different ways to use the ingredients in the cauldron. I like how they have a pot there. Okay. Then the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. Again, they said balance, multifaceted focus. You know what I mean? Like, focus on different things, but slowly, not jumping around. But with the 6 of Pentacles, again, they're saying, say that again. They're saying again, share your gift freely, openly. Don't be shy about it. Don't hide from it. Because someone that you might not expect to be open to, you know, your gifts, your ability to help them, may stumble upon you and accept, you know what I mean? Like, don't try to decide ahead of time who you can help. And they sort of said the same message here too, like, put your sparks out there, put your energy out there, put your gifts out there, let the sparks land where they may. And then offer your gifts freely. there again, it's not about free, but freely, openly. Okay, see. And in some cases, they're saying, yes, do it for free. When the moment inspires you, when it requires of you, if you're still learning, of course. The universe will always pay you back for your time and your generosity. Don't feel like you have to get paid for everything. Doesn't mean you shouldn't or you can't. But if you are in a position where this is something you're doing maybe professionally or on the side and you charge for it, that's fine. But allow for opportunities to help someone freely, for free, also, when that moment arises. Don't get too stuck on the money. Help people when they need it, regardless of their ability to pay. And teach. Share what you have, your knowledge, your gift, your inspiration. Share it with those who are open to learning it. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, then the King of Wands and your sparks flying and landing on those who are ready to receive, and the Judgment card. They're saying, do your thing. Follow your path. Go where the music goes, where your music goes. So they're saying, allow your gifts to lead you. And if you do, others will follow. Your gifts will lead others behind you. Not behind you, but let your gifts take the lead. Allow them to inspire and teach you and lead you, and others will follow. They're saying, don't try to map it out and control it up front. You don't know where this is going. Spirit's saying, we guarantee you do not know where this is going. Even if you think you do, you don't. If you let go and let Spirit take the lead and let your gifts go where you are, where they're inspired to go, you will gain a following. You will end up where you are meant to be, and those you are meant to help will find you. It's beautiful. Okay. All right, so the advice. We have the 5 of Pentacles reversed and the 6 of Cups. Okay, with the 5 of Pentacles reversed, they're saying, don't do this alone. You need help. You need community. Again, that was mentioned here with the 5 of Wands. You need support. You need sharing of ideas. Don't try to do this solo, which is interesting because one of the other readings was, the advice very much was like, do this solo for a while. But for you, it's very different. They're saying, go where the people are. People like you. Find your tribe. Share stories. Don't compare, right? It's not about comparing. It's about sharing and learning from each other. What are you saying there? You're talking about the branches of the tree. Yeah, they want you to reach out. They want you to branch out from what you're doing currently not only with your gifts, but with who you talk to, who you learn from, who you share stories about, branch out. I don't know a better way to say it. Branch out. All right, and then we have the Six of Cups. They're saying accept your gifts as they come. Don't try to force it. Believe that these are gifts, right? Not to say that you haven't worked for them, for what you're, of course, you work to learn and grow and hone your skills and your gifts, but these gifts come from Spirit to you as a way for you to help you, but also to help others. So you have to believe they are gifts. And what do you do with gifts? You give them away. Don't keep it to yourself. In other words, share your gifts. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to be seen, they're saying. You have to be seen, or how will people find you? Put yourself out there. People need you. They really do. That's why Spirit has sent this gift down. Put it in your hands, literally, so that you can help heal and teach and guide people. But you have to be present. You have to be available. You have to be seen. So accept that it's a gift and accept your gift, and then give your gift to others, because that's what you're meant to do. Don't just keep it to yourself. All right, group 3, that is what I have for you. Hold on one second. I want to make sure they don't have anything else. I usually ask first, but okay. All right, yeah, we're good. Okay. I just like to double check. So thank you for being here. I appreciate your being here and watching. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know, what is your gift? I would love to know what you do, or what you feel like your gift is or will be. It's not will be, it is, but maybe you're still budding. It will be different for all of you. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time, y'all. Bye-bye.